these clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos.
I just wanna go home. I just wanna be home.
Mase, say names.
Yeah, security crime behind the car.
Damn.
People look at me as being bad boy security.
Yeah, this blanket. You're like, what?
Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
But he there for security.
What you think I'm gonna be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? I bet you really don't wanna know.
The internet blew up when Gandil, Mase, and Camron were suddenly pulled into a tense exchange that caught everyone off guard. What started as light, playful banter on the mic quickly turned into something much more serious, personal, and uncomfortable for viewers to witness.
I wanna say something, Mase. Tell us why you didn't go. Mase, why you didn't go to the party? Mase, why you didn't go to the party?
Because I was in a hotel with Brandy.
Why you didn't go? Brandy told you, you told me that Brandy told you, let's go to the party. Why you didn't go to the party?
I didn't go to the party because all y'all seem like snakes. And I'm not going to be...
So Mase, who told you? Mase, didn't I tell you? Listen to him, Mase. Did I tell? Let's keep it 100. When you was riding around,
Let me answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer the question. You guys was the security. If somebody shot the biggest rapper in the world, why y'all didn't shoot back? Y'all had guns?
Mase, let me ask you something. I'm gonna get to that. Mase, one question. When you was riding around Cali with Stevie J, didn't I pull you to the side and say, what the fuck is you doing in a drop top Benz riding around with Stevie J around Cali? Did I say that to you? Mase?
This wasn't simple joking or nostalgia-based humor. It came across as raw, emotional, and loaded with years of unresolved tension. It all began when Mase and Camron were talking on their show, joking around like they always do. But this time, they went too far. They made jokes about the night Big was killed, a moment that still holds serious weight in hip-hop history, and even took shots at Gandil for not reacting violently that night.
In a hotel with a young lady.
And when you heard this information, what was your next actions?
My next actions? After what?
When you heard Biggie died, did you stay in your hotel room? Did you leave out? Did you want to go back to New York?
I actually was trapped in a hotel.
Now I want to ask the question. What do you mean trapped?
It was about probably like 70 or so bloods in the hallway. I couldn't even leave my room.
How'd you get out?
One of the guys.
Why would it be 70 bloods in your hallway after Biggie Smalls died?
Actually, after Big got killed, they was probably looking for more bad boy artists, and I couldn't even leave the room till Gene Deal, the officer had to come get me.
To Mase and Camron, it may have sounded like edgy humor, but to many listeners, it came off as disrespectful, reckless, and way out of line. And let's be clear, Gandil isn't just another name in hip-hop history. He was Biggie's close friend and longtime security, someone who lived through that night, survived it, and has carried that weight for decades.
Who went out there and they started running off by their mouth, trying to make airways and trying to make a show. Here go a grown-ass man, Mase and Cam'ron, made suggestions to bad boy security. These clowns out here was gonna go out there and make videos. When you do stuff like that, you gotta know right now that people look at me as being bad boy security. You gotta be clear. As soon as that drop, you got 5 or 6 out there. Oh, Gene Deal was crying for the blanket. Gene Deal was this, that, and the Gene Deal was this, that, and the third.
And the next part of his message was deeply disturbing.
You already know, Mase. When you doing all that stuff to Gene Deal, what do Gene Deal supposed to be doing while you doing all that? I bet you really don't want to know. What you think I'm going to be doing when you doing all that to Gene Deal? They can play if they want to, but if they know what I know, they better find somebody else to play with. I never had to tell Big them Keep it a buck. I never had to tell Big them I told Big to his face, if you go to this party tonight, One of y'all gonna die. Some people gonna die if you go to this party tonight.
Once those clips went viral, it didn't take long for people to start tagging Gandeal, flooding his inbox, and waiting on his reaction. And trust he did not take it lightly. Gandeal fired back with a response that instantly shifted the energy. No jokes, no smiles, no playful tone, that's pure intensity. He made it very clear that he wasn't okay with his name being mentioned, especially in connection to a night that permanently changed his life. Gan didn't raise his voice, but every word hit hard. He directly warned Mase to stand firmly on his words if he truly meant them.
Trying to divert that whole conversation and make it seem like, so, Gene, why you didn't shoot? Listen to me. It wasn't because Big wasn't my principal. And he knew the fact that we had blew the light and we was halfway down the block, crossed the light, and then when the first shot went off, our driver took straight off. I'm screaming at our driver because he was told that somebody was pointing a gun at Big and them. He should have just threw the car in reverse. He knew the whole story, my man, because me and him had a conversation on the phone. He the one told me, well, I was in the room with Brandy and Brandy was trying to get me out the room to come to the party. So I felt that was kind of weird. So she said Brandy was calling me trying to get me out the room to come to the party. Well, you was in the room with Brandy. How's she calling you to try to get you out the room to come to the party? You know what I'm saying? This was going through my mind. But Mase knew the whole situation. Mase knew that it's no way possible that I was able, being sideways in the car, because Puff, when I got in the car, Puff had put his seat back. Now I'm sideways in the car like this, and I'm cussing him out like, yo, man, what the f is you doing? Why you got your seat back like this? We hear the shot, bow. Puff put his head down. I go to open the door. Kitty flies, going straight. So he knew the whole story. What I supposed to do? Put my gun out the window and just start shooting like this? When the car had already turned the corner, it came out of parking space. So he knew the story, bruh. He was trying to just divert the attention of, oh, why security? So ask security, ask Big security, ask Paul, ask the LAPD. The LAPD officer that was right there, they was right behind. Paul was outside the car. Why didn't they shoot? Why when we turn back around and come down the street, that they way down the block, they coming back when we get back to the car. When we get back to the car, nobody's in Big's car. But Big, Mase knew this. Me and Mase had this conversation. Him and Tone is like this. He knew me and Tone jumped in the car and chased after the guy. We couldn't catch him. He wanted to divert the attention from himself because why didn't you tell Big that these dudes was trying to get at you, bruh? You had that conversation with Puff, but you ain't had that conversation with Big. Big was your label mate. So people come on to him, why you ain't shoot? Listen to me, bro. At that time, I was young, dumb, and full of cum. Anybody who really knows me know that they ain't gotta worry about nothing if it comes to the point where gunplay has to be a part of my security. I'm not gonna hesitate, because I never bodyguard anybody that I wasn't willing to lay down my life.
That alone transformed what began as podcast jokes into something genuinely serious. What made Gandeal's response even more powerful was the tone. This wasn't about chasing internet clout. It came from someone who had been deeply disrespected. Gan made it clear, talking recklessly about real trauma carries real consequences. Not just online drama, but tension that exists in real life. That's when everyone realized this was no longer entertainment. This was about honor, pain, and boundaries that shouldn't be crossed. Camron, known for his smooth talk and Harlem swagger, hasn't fully responded yet, but fans already know his reputation.
Can't tell me nothing.
And the second top artist in the world, which is Mase, about to be number one. That's what I'm saying. I wonder his face because I'm like, if y'all let him do that to Big, I'll stand.
Cam rarely backs down and has never shied away from defending himself verbally. But this situation is far more complicated. This isn't a rap battle or a social media feud. This involves history, tragedy, and a murder that still carries unanswered questions. That makes every word extremely risky. The hip-hop community quickly split into factions.
Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to go viral out here.
Some argued that Gandeal had every right to feel disrespected, insisting that jokes about that night were in poor taste, no matter who made them. Others saw Mase and Cam as simply doing what they always do, spitting wild on the mic without intending harm. But intent doesn't erase impact, and that's where things quickly got messy. What escalated the situation was how fast the clip went viral. On TikTok, Instagram, X, everywhere, people replayed the jokes and Gann's response repeatedly. The contrast was stark. One moment laughter, the next a serious warning that left viewers uneasy. Fans realized this could spiral out of control if the next comment went too far. Timing also mattered. Hip-hop is already navigating a sensitive moment around legacy, respect, and accountability. Old stories, jokes, and behaviors are being re-examined, so when something like this happens, it lands harder than it might have in the past. Gan Deal's message tapped into a bigger conversation. Who gets to joke about what and at what cost? Right now, no one knows how this will play out. Will Mase respond directly? Will Camron jump back in with jokes or take a more serious approach? Or will things quietly fizzle out before escalating further? One thing is clear, Gan Deal made it obvious he's not someone to mess with, especially when Biggie's name is involved. This moment is a reminder that hip-hop history isn't just stories or sound bites. These are real lives, real losses, and real scars. And when those scars are mocked for laughs, a reaction is inevitable. The internet thrives on drama, but this time it feels like the line has been crossed, from viral clip to genuinely risky territory.